the Timpson High School Bear Marching Band presents our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome in. We are at Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium, Cy-Fair ISD, for a big-time 2A matchup, state semifinal action. As the Timpson Bears, the home team tonight, led by Coach Kerry Thurwanger, come in at perfect 14-0. They are the Region 3 champs. They will face the Region 4 champs, the Refugio Bobcats, led by Jason Herring. They come in at 13-1 overall. Both teams have made a significant playoff run here in 2022. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Elliott. You're watching NFHS 2A state semifinal action. I'll bring in my broadcast partner at this time, Lou Rush. Lou, good to be with you tonight. You've had a chance to look at both teams. What are you expecting to see tonight?
I'll tell you what, Chris.
Timpson has won the toss and deferred until the second half.
It's really scary and hard to tell. Refugio comes in at 13-1. They've won 12 straight. Or 13 straight. Their only loss coming in the first game of the season.
With the first half option, Refugio has elected to receive.
Timpson, 14 straight wins, and they're on a roll as well. And they have that quarterback, Terry Bussey, who is Mr. Everything for them. He runs, he throws, he kicks. He's their punter. Who knows who they see in return kicks.
It's funny, his last name is Bussey. He probably even drives the team bus, if you know what I mean. He does it all, as you say, Lou. So we are about set for football. I had the pleasure of calling alongside Chase Snyder the Refugio giant win over two-time state champion Shiner last weekend, and just a huge play as Coach Herring going for it on 4th and long at his own 13-yard line. An 87-yard catch and run by Isaiah Avery, a highlight among highlights. And that has brung us here to Thursday night under the lights. We're at a Class A venue here in Cy-Fair ISD. They always take great care of us, and tonight is no exception. And Refugio will get the football. They've got skilled players all over the lot. And the Timpson Bears, again, a perfect 14-0, making a business trip from East Texas, will have their hands full tonight. And we are about set for football.
You know, Isaiah Avery talked about that touchdown pass last week. That pass wasn't intended for him originally. The play was set up for somebody else. And he told his quarterback, trust me, look for me.
And we're underway. A short pooch kick is going to be fair caught at the 32-yard line. Doing the honors is Jaden Lewis. And out will come this talented Refugio offense. Keelan Brown, 28 touchdowns against 5 INTs, 2,313 yards through the air. And there are a number of running backs that this Bears defense is going to have to tend with. As the Bobcats...
For the Bobcats, they have 6 different guys that have 100 yards rushing or more this season, and 3 of those guys over 400 yards.
Handoff straight ahead. Big hole, dragging a defender.
Jordan King had the first carry of the night there.
There's number 27, Jordan King.
Is Jordan King, and King comes in with, he's just gone over 1,000 yards on the season. He came in with 999 and 17 touchdowns. And he had a huge run on a 2-point conversion that made it a 6-point game late in the game against Shiner. He'll rip off 5 yards there on his first attempt tonight. Brown rips a throw, caught, stutter step, and handed out of bounds at the 42-yard line is Ernest Campbell. He had a number of big catches last week. This one's enough for a Bobcats first down.
They can pick up 5 yards a chunk like they did on those first 2 plays, Chris. They'll be in business all night.
First down.
A pair of 5-yarders to move the chains. We are underway from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium, a beautiful venue. Brown rolls left, throws left. It's low, going down to make the catch right at midfield. An 8.5, 9-yard connection to Kai Whitmire, and he was open. Easy pitch and catch.
Nice play there by the defense, though, not to allow him to get any yards after the catch. If they pick up 8 on the play, makes it manageable, to say the least. 2nd and 2.
2nd and short, they're in the pistol. Motion man is Campbell. And forget about it. As lit up in the backfield is Jordan King. He's going to lose yardage. And a big-time hit that time by number 8, J.J. Garner. He's just a sophomore, folks. That is a 6-yard loss, reminiscent of Jadeveon Clowney all those years ago, although this time the ball carrier was able to hang on to the football. And we've got our first important 3rd down of the night, 3rd and 6 from the Bobcats' 45-yard line. We're going to run right, and King has nowhere to go. He will be stopped for no gain. And it's 4th down, and it appears Coach Herring is going to send in his punting unit.
A good start for the Timpson defense. They allow just 9 points throughout the playoffs here on the defensive side of the ball against a Refugio team that is averaging 51 points a game coming into tonight throughout the playoffs.
And good snap, and a rugby-style kick is not a very good one. As off the side of the foot of Isaiah Avery, Mr. Do-Everything last week. He was the player of the game in the Shiner victory. And this is an incredibly short punt as the Timpson Bears will take over in terrific starting field position at their 46-yard line.
If you knew that punt was going to happen that way, you might as well have run on 4th down or thrown on 4th down.
That is a 9-yard punt. And out comes this Bears offense. They're led by sophomore Terry Bussey. He is Mr. Do-Everything. No snap. Bussey will keep it. And he finds some room off right side. He'll be twisted down right at midfield. That's a 4-yard pickup.
Last week in the 34-13 win over Cooper last week, Bussey did it all. He threw for 216 and 4 scores, ran for another 190 yards and 2 scores, so over 400 yards of offense for number 10 for Timpson last week.
2nd and 6 from midfield. Bussey in the gun. He's going quarterback sweep left. He's got the edge. He's got a first down loose near sideline 30. and tumbles his way down to the 25-yard line. A terrific run. Not much to it, Lou, just a literally quarterback sweep left.
Yep, and a missed tackle there by number 8 for Refugio, J.J. Garner, that allowed Bussey to get all the extra yards that he did.
25 yards, and the Bears are on the move on their opening possession of the ball game, a scoreless ball game. J.J. Garner had 2 big plays on offense. Is in the backfield with Bussey this time. Nowhere to go. Isaiah Avery flashed up the first man in Bussey's face, limiting Terry to just a 1-yard pickup.
And for those of you that have noticed the same names being called on both sides of the ball for both these teams, a lot of the guys two-way players, because as you know, 2A schools are not that big.
Just 29 players listed on the Timpson roster, and the Refugio roster is much more robust. Big hole straight ahead, driving his feet and reaching for the first down. He's going to be a little short. That's J.J. Garner. He picked up 8 yards. He has now moved into the Refugio red zone. Folks, when you pull up to the big red door at Pep Boys, you enter the red zone. Pep Boys, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL. 3rd and short upcoming.
And Bussey, when you look at him, not a big quarterback. He stands just 5'11", 180 pounds, but quite the athlete all over the place.
Movement up front, and a pre-snap penalty is going to back up this Bears offense as the right side of that O-line was pulling out to their left.
Prior to the snap.
And that's going to back them up a nickel.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
This game brought to you by your best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 3rd down and a long 6 as they need to surpass the Refugio 15-yard line in order to keep this drive moving. I would say, Lou, they're probably on the edge of field goal range.
We don't know a lot about their kickers, not having any stats on this Timpson team.
Pistol, delay, QB draw, and Bussey will be stood up at the 19-yard line, well short of the line to gain. It'll bring up 4th down and 4. And it appears that Coach Thurwanger and his offensive staff are going to keep the offense out there on the field. Pickup of 3 yards.
Tyler Thurwanger, the son of Carey, is the offensive coordinator for Timpson.
4th and 4, a big one here early in this ball game. Garner with Bussey. They go speed sweep. They fake a speed sweep. Bussey is in trouble, and he will not make it. Turnover on downs as the Bobcat defense bent but did not break, and they will get it back to their offense with 5:43 to go in this first quarter.
Well, you know, Chris, it's cliche to say that defense wins championships, but so far tonight, just on the first couple of series, the defense has come to play against 2 top-rated offenses that put up a lot of points.
It was Xander Willis, the freshman linebacker, that made the play on the edge against the uber-talented Terry Bussey. And we've got a timeout. No, we don't. I beg your pardon. We will keep it here. 1st and 10, Refugio. They've got it from their 17-yard line. Handoff straight ahead. Ball's out. And Timpson has it. Flag comes in, and they are going to run it back inside the 2-yard line down to the 1. We will check the marker as a helmet came off. I believe it was the ball carrier.
Tyler Lane, the inside linebacker, number 14 for Timpson, came away with that fumble.
I believe this is going to be face mask. Although one of the officials has come over to speak near side to Coach Thurwanger. And it appears as though Refugio is going to retain possession.
Personal foul. face mask.
And it is a face mask. And Lou, it probably resulted in the fumble. When you rip a guy's headgear off.
Well, big turn of events right there. Instead of Timpson having the ball at the 2-yard line and knocking on the door, Refugio retains possession, as you said, and picks up 15 out of it. They're now at their own 32, 1st and 10.
A 15-yard big ticket penalty, 1st and 10 Bobcats. Handoff. King trucks a man at the 38, and then he'll be gang tackled right there. As Jordan King, he's just a sophomore, folks, but he is a low center of gravity. He got downhill at the 2nd level, big collision at the 38.
Yeah, he hit J.J. Garner, but he was not able to bring him down, and he bounced off of him to pick up extra yards all the way out to the 38, as you said, Chris.
6 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 4. J.J. Garner has been busy already. He is just a sophomore, and he has stuck his nose in on just about every offensive play for Refugio. Handoff. King. A little room. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like he'll be stopped for no gain there. And here again, we've got a 3rd down and 4.
No gain. 3rd down, Bobcats.
U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org/best. 3rd down and 4. They come out in the I formation. Brown under center. Fake a give to King. Brown's going to throw. Man's wide open and incomplete.
Intended for his fullback in the flat and couldn't hit him. Wide open, too. He had room to run had he caught that ball.
It looked like Jaden Lewis, unless that's a 9. I can't really. I believe that's Caleb Brown, the intended target there. The junior fullback got only able to get one hand on it. Incomplete, and 4th down. Out comes Isaiah Avery in the Bobcats punting unit. And back deep for the Bears is the dangerous Terry Bussey.
I was going to say, guess who's back? We wondered if we might see him as a kick return man tonight.
Avery, he's going to keep it and try to run it around the right end. Collision at the 42-yard line. He's close to the line to gain. It will depend on the spot. The head linesman, and they're going to say 1st down. He needed 4. He got exactly 4 right into that Timpson bench. And the coaches and a few players are none too pleased with that spot and a non-measurement.
And that was a fake all the way by Refugio. Out to the 42, 1st and 10. Let's see if Brown can do something with it this time. Keelan Brown comes in with over 2,300 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 5 picks. And he's got another 430 on the ground.
Isaiah Bland, the single back, hit a 97-yard kick return touchdown. He's in trouble, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, showing his elusiveness, I beg your pardon, as he should have been stopped for a 2-yard loss. Instead, he rips off a 6-yard run.
Gets it into Timpson territory, down to the 47.
As they are out near midfield here, 2nd down and 4.
6-yard gain of play. 2nd down.
And that was 100% Isaiah Bland, as he had all sorts of problems right after taking the football. That's Campbell. He's got the edge, and he speeds out of bounds into his own bench and plus territory down to the Timpson 42-yard line. That's a 10-yard, call that a speed sweep for your starting wide receiver.
He got the edge, he got the 1st down, and he got a whole lot more.
1st and 10, clock stopped at 2:45. They're in the pistol set. Brown to throw, free rushers in his face, they screen, hit the back of a lineman. Isaiah Avery was in the neighborhood, but credit to the Bears defense as they blew that play up.
Yeah, Timpson played that all the way. The Bears were ready for it. And Avery wasn't open. He just had to throw it in the vicinity to keep from being called for. Man, that slips from my mind now.
Pass interference?
No.
Oh, grounding.
Yeah, grounding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Second down and 10. They come in a power offset I. Now they're going to shift to the left. Second man through, and Brown's going to throw. Looking, throwing away. That ball did not get to the line of scrimmage. He does have a receiver in the area. That's Caleb Hesseltine. And the officials are going to confer right inside the numbers out in front of the Timpson bench. There was a receiver, at least in the zip code. And they're going to actually throw it. I beg your pardon. They indicate that he was not close enough.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Spot foul, loss of down.
So that will be a spot of the foul, loss of down. So it'll be third down and very long. It looks like they're going to move the ball back to the 46-yard line of Refugio. And that will make it.
Yeah, I thought he had got it outside where he needed to be. Apparently not, and Garner had thrown a pretty good block to give him time to get out there.
Brown looks to throw, got his man. That's Isaiah Avery, who goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He perhaps didn't know where he was on the field. It was third down and 20, I believe 24 was the number. So he got 21 there unofficially, and will bring up fourth and at least manageable.
They have to get to the 32. The ball sits at the 35.
Power run look. Caleb Brown has room, has the first down, spinning and twisting and making his way inside the Timpson 30-yard line to the 29. A big-time fourth down conversion here in this first quarter.
The one thing Coach Herring had said after last week's game in particular, but about that fourth down play, was that he trusts his players to do what they need to do. And he did it once again right there on 4th and 3.
Doesn't happen much. I was incredulous. It was 4th and 7, then they got a false start, made it 4th and 12. It was 4.5 minutes ago in the game, and at the beginning of that sequence, they had all 3 timeouts. But yeah, huge confidence in his players and a big-time play and play call. Campbell, the edge again. First down and more inside the 15 and bumped out of bounds there. He'll be marked out at the 15, a 14-yard gash.
That's number 7, the Bobcats finished Campbell.
And also on that play last week, after the game, talking about it, he said, you know, had he gave the ball back, that they were afraid that Schreiner was just going to milk the clock. And they were going to lose by 2, so they had nothing to lose by going for it, in his opinion.
Yeah, Shiner has the quintessential 4-minute offense. They will grind out the clock on the ground. And that never took place. Toss. Campbell, they flipped the formation. Campbell's trying to catch the right edge, and he gets caught from behind. And guess who? J.J. Garner is busy tonight in this first quarter as we approach 1 minute remaining. He limits Campbell to just a yard. Second and 9 from the Timpson 14-yard line. We're in a scoreless first quarter. I formation with Jordan King in the back. Brown under center. Fake it, looking to throw, pressure in his face, gets it away. Dangerous attempt as he was looking to connect with Lucas Meza, the two-way player.
Well, that pass play had a man in his face, got hit as he threw it, overthrew the receiver, nearly intercepted, as you said.
And falls harmlessly incomplete. 3rd down and 9.
Neither of these teams give up a lot of turnovers, so a mistake in this game could prove to be the difference maker.
It's Lucas Meza in the pistol with Brown. They're going to dump it to Meza. Low throw and incomplete. Once again, pressure in his face. This time it was Cam Bennett, the junior linebacker, with a free rush in Keelan Brown's face. 4th down and 9. And the offense stays put.
Twice they've run that play, and both times failed to connect.
And this is Jason Herring's 16th season. He collected his 200th victory of his career earlier this year. So he has been around the block, Lou. They're in the gun. Meza offset to Keelan Brown's left. Brown looks to throw. Looking, swings it, and shoots it over the head of Jordan King, and it skids into his own bench, incomplete. A turnover on downs.
How about that? A scoreless, just at least, unless something happens in the next 45 seconds, a scoreless first quarter between two teams that put up plus 30 a game.
It's a pitcher's duel here from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium. We're out here in Cy-Fair ISD, northwest side of the greater Houston area. A terrific venue. The folks from both of these schools have shown out. They are filling the stands. An absolutely gorgeous evening, about 70 degrees at kickoff, no wind to speak of. They're going speed sweep left to right. And Vosky Howard, the junior wide receiver, will be stopped for no gain.
Number 6, Vosky Howard, gets the ball on the Bears' right.
And that may be the final play of the quarter if the Timpson Bears so choose, as there's a 1 second difference in the game clock and the play clock.
Bears, 2nd down.
And as I referenced, they're going to let this first quarter clock expire. 1 quarter in the books, a pitcher's duel. We are scoreless from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium in the 2A Division I state semifinal game. Second quarter action when we come back.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
And welcome back in. Alongside Lou Rush, my name is Chris Elliott. We are excited to be with you here on NFHS for Thursday night under the lights. A state semifinal game. The winner, an opportunity to play for a state championship. They will face the winner of Crawford and Holly. That game kicks off at the top of the hour. We'll try and keep you up to speed on that score. We've had a punt and 2 turnovers on downs so far in this ball game. A defensive struggle.
Timpson has never appeared in a state final 2A match. Meanwhile, Refugio seems to be there every single year.
You've been watching too much World Cup there, Lou. Run right side. QB Keeby still on his feet. Midfield. And see you later. 85 yards. Terry Bussey to the house.
He tiptoed that line at about the 35-yard line of Timpson and able to keep his balance. And then it was nothing but green in front of him.
A huge play in this ball game as Bussey busts this game open. And the first points of the night go the way of the Timpson Bears. And guess who's going to kick the extra point? Well, it's Tyler Lane, I beg your pardon, number 14. Good snap. Kick is high, and kick is good. And 7-0, the Timpson Bears take a second quarter lead, just one play into the second quarter, folks. And just a basic QB run right, QB sweep, and Bussey on full display. I don't know how he was able to stay in bounds. Tippy-toe is the correct word, and then he was gone as he kind of cleared the defense at about his own 45-yard line, and then it was Jets at that point.
It took him 12 seconds to get from the 14-yard line basically to the end zone.
Yeah, two-play 86-yard drive rather, and it took 57 seconds to do it in total. As the first play of the drive was just a no gain, and they let the clock run out in the quarter. And then Bussey right. It's a pretty basic play call. Snap it to my quarterback and block. He's going to do the rest.
And that game plan has worked all season for Timpson. So why change it now?
If it ain't broke, don't break it, Lou. And he is in the conversation for 2A Player of the Year. And just as I say that, he's getting set to kick the football off. Oh, and he mishits that one. And it's going to barely go to 10 yards, and the Bears have it. I don't believe, Lou, that was an onside kick. He did a very short pooch kick to open the ball game. I think he just shanked that one, kind of like your 8-iron, Lou.
I don't hit an 8-iron that good.
Okay. Full disclosure.
If it stands.
Lou Rush. Now there's a conference out here, right there at midfield, and the officiating crew is trying to usher the Bears back to their sideline. We're going to get an announcement here from the White Hat. That looked like a legal play.
And it looked like it did.
After the 50-yard line, Timpson football.
So that was number 19, Braylon Parker McClure, that came up with that ball. And it was interesting because he turned his back and blocked out the Refugio player to keep him from getting to the ball. I didn't think it was going to cross the 50.
It looked like it was not going to cross the 50. And he did a great job. It is basketball season, Lou. And he boxed out. That's all he did. Bussey to throw. He's in trouble. Avoids a sack. Gets rid of it. And sails that throw over the head of the intended target, Vosky Howard. Incomplete, harmless on first down, and brings up 2nd and 10.
So the first throw of the night by Bussey is incomplete. Last week it took him into the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left in the game before he threw an incompletion.
Coach Thurwanger going with a trend buster as he comes with the second play from scrimmage in this second quarter and goes to play action. And Bussey did well to not get sacked as he had a man breathing down his neck. Handoff, forget it, blown up as the ball carrier is very well acquainted with Cadence Willis, the junior.
I believe that was J.J. Garner got that carry.
No gain, rather a loss of a yard. 3rd and 11. Not an offense that's going to sling it around, as Lou just mentioned. They're in an obvious passing situation. Rip a throw, left side, caught, loose, first down and more. Still on his feet, inside the 20, Jets, inside the 5, touchdown.
Andre Bruton with the catch and run, 51 yards.
So much for not slinging it around. A slant off left side, about a 7 or 8 yard completion, and Amare Bruton does the rest. A beautiful run after catch, 51-yard house call, And the Bears have punched Refugio in the mouth here from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium.
Not even 2 minutes into the second quarter, 2 scores.
PAT is up, and the PAT is good, 14-0. And the Bears, again, make a business trip from out in northeast Texas. And they have a 2-touchdown lead. They get sort of an inadvertent onside kick after the 85-yard house call from Bussey. And then 3 plays later from 51 yards, Amari Bruton.
I've got it as 59 seconds for that possession as well.
Yes, you do.
Just 3 plays.
3 plays, 50 yards, 59 seconds. The 51-yarder to Bruton. And Lane with the point after. Now you assume, Lou, that this return unit is going to be on high alert on that front line.
They have nobody deep. The deepest return man stands at the 27-yard line of Refugio.
Well, I'm sure they've looked at tape on the kicking unit from Timpson, and all you really see are the short pooches. And at the high school level, I'm not kicking it deep because in all likelihood, the most talented player on the field is back there to catch that kick, and he's got all sorts of room. This time, Bussey's going to hit a wobbler, be fielded at the 31. Fair caught by Isaiah Avery there. No harm, no foul. 10:48, staring up at a 2-touchdown deficit. Out trots this Bobcats offense.
Well, Refugio is going to have to figure out how to control the game in the trenches here because Timpson is winning that battle, and their linebackers have been active, extremely active here already in the early going. How many times have you called J.J. Garner's name?
A bunch. That's a technical term. They come out in a diamond formation with Jordan King in the back. Check it. It's Brown.
Caleb Brown with a good first down run.
Caleb makes his way to the 36-yard line. That's a 5-yard pickup. Stay on schedule. Run your offense. A long way to go. We mentioned a moment ago about the 4th down call and play and execution. This is a team that's poised, veteran, and clutch. So a long way to go in this one. 2nd down and 5. Offset I formation. First man through, and the pile is moving. And that is Ernest Campbell, listed as a wide receiver. He's gotten at least 4 carries tonight.
Actually, that Jordan King had that last carry.
Beg your pardon. Yeah, the bigger of the two, Jordan King. And he's got a Bobcats first down.
Number 13, Shaheed Cross, and number 22, Cam Bennett.
Yeah, both these teams at the beginning of the season inserted a lot of young players, and they've been tested throughout this season. And Refugio had to play Shiner during the district play.
Handoff. Bland. Loose. A shifty ball carrier is Isaiah Bland. And he makes his way to the 49-yard line, a 6-yard pickup, and he looked to be out the gate.
He did. He made that first cut, and it looked like he was going to the outside, and then he brought it back in. But you talked about shifty, able to change directions on a dime.
Elusive. 2nd down and 6 from the Refugio 49-yard line. They need points. Handoff. Bland. Shot out of a cannon. And it'll be combo tackled, but not before he makes his way into plus territory down to the Bears' 42-yard line.
I think you're right that we talked about Refugio having to regain that tempo inside in the trenches, and they've done it on these first few plays.
9 yards for Bland there. 1st and 10 Bobcats, as they've stayed in this diamond run formation. This time not a lot of room off left side. And a flag comes in way behind the play. And Refugio seems to think that that's going to be against Timpson. Credit on the play, Vosky Howard in on the tackle.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 56 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, Refugio.
It's a 2-yard run, not much
that is
there.
56's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
And then Jacaden Adams, the junior D lineman, a little bit over exuberant, picks up the unsportsmanlike personal foul. 15 yards, moves the football down to the Timpson 25-yard line, where Refugio has it 1st down and 10. They didn't need much help on this drive. That's a big one. Jordan King waiting on his blocks, loose. Makes a man miss at the 20, or the 18 rather, and falls inside the 15 to the 13. That's a dozen on the ground, and a Bobcats first down.
Oh, this Refugio front line starting to make their money's worth here, earn their keep, so to speak, on this drive.
Their will, yes.
You talked about the personal foul penalty. I don't know if you've noticed it, but it seems like they've called more of those as the year has gone on this year.
They're in the offset pistol. Bland with Brown. Rip a throw. Campbell in the open field. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Inside the 10, and he will score. Ernest Campbell, 13 yards on the catch and run. And the Bobcats, trailing by 2 touchdowns, come up with an answer.
Well, Campbell made Parker McClure miss, number 19, and after that there was nobody to catch him. You saw the speed and the strength on this drive of the Refugio football team.
Alex Placencia, the senior place kicker, on to tack on the extra point. He missed one a week ago. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good just inside the left upright. 7 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this first half. And Refugio has come up with an answer. A beautiful run after catch from junior wide receiver Ernest Campbell. And the extra point good. It was a 7-play, 69-yard drive.
3:33 off the clock.
3:32 on my score sheet, Lou.
All right.
We're splitting hairs. We know this. It's 14-7 as we approach.
Outside of that game that they lost to Hitchcock to start the season, I don't know if Refugio has been down 14 in any ball game since, till they were tonight, and they answered back in a big way. Timpson helped them out with that penalty.
And now the Bears will get it back and put it in the hands of their uber dangerous quarterback, Terry Bussey. And the folks in 2A need to remember he's just a junior, folks, so he's going to be around a little longer. They are the 11-2A Division I champs, the Timpson Bears, a perfect 14-0. They're the Region 3 champs. And Refugio playing out of 15-2A Division I, and they kick it deep. Fielded at the 8, loses a shoe. No problem, out to the 26-yard line, and falling to that point is Vosky Howard. He lost a wheel back there. It's sitting back about the 8-yard line. Oh, it's at the 15-yard line, so Terry Bussey going to pick it up and underhand it to Vosky Howard. Again, what doesn't Terry Bussey do? This game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 7:10 remaining in this first half. And the Timpson Bears take over from their 26.
Well, the last time Bussey touched the ball, he went 86 yards down the sidelines, showing his track speed because he's also a track athlete.
Of course.
Runs a 4.440.
He's in the gun. He's going to keep it. He's got a chunk run straight ahead. Falls to the 33-yard line. That will be a 7-yard gain. You got to give credit to the big hogs up front, Lou, as they're clearing room. He doesn't need a lot of room. And so when they do clear room, Bussey is going to gash this Bobcats defense. This game is sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor, more than a sports drink. 2nd down and 3. It's Howard. Lead blocking for Bussey, who's got the first down, dragging defenders, reaching. They'll mark him down back at the 41-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain and a Bears first down.
Jordan King made a diving attempt to get Bussey by the ankles when he was still in the backfield and missed.
And you want to talk about conditioning as we roll over halfway gone in the second quarter. There are about 80% of these kids play both ways. And that will take it out of you. 1st and 10 from the 41. Bussey now has Garner in there with him. Fake it to Garner. Bussey keeps it. Runs into his own man at the 45. Is able to continue to the 47. That's 6 yards as they've gone 7, 8, and 6 on the ground on this possession as they're chewing clock, and they have got this drive moving here late in the first half.
And it's all Bussey all the time. 4 straight runs, including that touchdown run by Bussey on the last possession.
2nd down and 4 from the Timpson 47. Pistol. Fake it, throw it, caught. Vosky Howard has a good, sure two-handed catch into plus territory to the Bobcats' 45-yard line. And that's a 1st and 10 Timpson.
Timpson making it look easy at the moment.
Correction, number 6, Vosky Howard with the reception.
They pick up 8 on that play.
1st and 10 from the Refugio 45, and the clock continues to churn. This possession started with 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And they'll go under 4.5 minutes when they snap this next. Fake it to Vosky. Bussey on the read zone made the right read and rips off 7 more. Again, folks, this drive chart, 7 run, 8 run, 6 run, 8 pass, and now 7 run. I'm no mathematician, Lou, but that's getting it done.
Well, it certainly makes 2nd and 3rd down when you get to them, easy to convert. Makes it tough on a defense.
They've had 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, and now here they've got 2nd and 3 as we roll under 4 minutes.
Also makes it easy on your play caller.
J.J. Garner in the gun with Bussey. Bussey keeps it as Garner got lit up as Jordan King shot in the backfield and hit the wrong man. And Bussey, the cool customer, makes his way down to the Refugio 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Bears.
And Bussey stood there just like he had given the ball to Garner when in fact he still had it in his hand. Picks up another 1st down with that run.
6 yards on the Bussey keep. 1st and 10 from just outside the Refugio 32-yard line. J.J. Garner in the gun with Bussey. And that time, right on cue, they don't go for the fake. And Braylon Gonzalez lit up Terry Bussey.
Looked like a miscommunication there as Garner was on the right side of Bussey and he turned to his left and nobody to give the ball to.
Not much of a fake when there's no human being on that side of you. And Bussey pays the price, a loss of 5 back to the 37. Second down and 15 there. Garner. Looked like false start, no flags. Throw is high. It was a discombobulation on both sides of the football. Chris Nickelberry, the intended target, as Bussey just sort of slung it sidearm out there.
Thought they were going to get Refugio for an offside for a minute there. You thought false start.
It looked like the left tackle moved early, and then the center snapped it before anybody threw a flag. And the net result is an incompletion on 2nd and 15, creating 3rd down and long. And you presume, Lou, that they're in 4-down country, and if so, this is going to be a run play. And they go inside, little shovel pass to Vosky Howard, and the Bobcats will have none of it. Howard may have picked up a yard there. It'll go down as a completion of a yard. And with 2:16 remaining in the half, Coach Herring takes his timeout. This timeout is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or schedule your visit today. We step aside with them.
4th down and 14 yards to go. 4th there.
And welcome back in as it is 4th down and we'll call it 14. Bussey swings it incomplete as J.J. Garner tried to leak out of the backfield near sideline, and he had room in front of him. And Bussey just misfires, incomplete, turnover on downs. It's the 2nd turnover on downs of this first half for the Timpson offense. 2:13 to go until the half. Coach Herring does have 2 timeouts in his pocket.
Refugio with the ball at their own 36, 1st and 10, a chance to tie the game before they get to the halftime locker room.
Keelan Brown in the gun. Motion man is Campbell. They're going to go speed sweep right to left. Campbell looking for the edge. He gets it. And then he's met right up near the 41, 42-yard line. DeCorian Johnson was the first man to meet him there. He was also joined by Colton Carroll. A pickup of 6 yards. And Coach Herring will take his 2nd timeout of this first half. Just under 2 minutes. And this timeout brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or schedule your visit today. A closely fought first half as we near the break. We do have I beg your pardon, it's not a timeout. It's an injury as we've got a big hog with a hitch in his giddy-up making his way off the field. That's Dougie Farrell, the junior offensive lineman. And you're watching NFHS UIL varsity football here on a Thursday night, 2A state semifinal, Division I. Snap, Brown to throw, all kind of time. He's escaping to his right, he's in trouble. He'll get rid of it, and Isaiah Avery is out of bounds. He made the catch, but had his puppies in the white, and the official was right on the spot, indicates incomplete with 1:37. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, they wanted to go deep, but then Brown was forced to roll right. And it looked like actually he was just throwing that ball away. And Avery came back, tried to make a play on it.
Little throwback. Campbell has it. A terrific move, and he's loose. And forget about it. Ernest Campbell. 58 yards on this a simple swing pass, and he crossed up the defender and then just jetted down the far sideline. A huge play late in this first half.
Taylor Gudemuth, the one who missed him, but even that throw from Brown was behind Campbell. He had to reach behind him, snatch it out of the air, turn around, and then he found nothing but daylight once he got past that first level.
There is some laundry on the Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium turf grass right in front of that Refugio bench as Ernest Campbell just put on a terrific move. He almost fell down in so making that move. And Placencia on to try and tie this thing up with 1:24 to go. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14 with 84 seconds remaining in this first half. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a terrific ball game here on a Thursday night. And we will come back with second quarter action right after this.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Tied at 14.
3 plays, 64 yards. And welcome back in. 1:24 to go. As Ernest Campbell is putting on a show in this first half. He just collected his second touchdown reception of the night to cap off a 64-yard, 3-play drive that took 49 seconds.
Timpson had jumped out to the 14-0 lead, and Refugio has answered the bell.
Placencia tacked on the point after, and we are all knotted up at 14 apiece. As I referenced a punch in the mouth, we're now looking at punch, counter punch, as Refugio has now ripped off 14 unanswered. Short pooch kick, be fair caught. Up at the 37-yard line, Tyler Lane doing the duties. 1:23 until the half. Terry Bussey and this Bears offense will take over from their 37. Coach Thurwanger has a full complement of timeouts in his pocket.
And Timpson gets the ball to start the second half as well, so if they put points up here, that may be a huge turn.
Bussey breaks a tackle, shimmies another defender, and picks up 4 yards. They will not use a timeout as it continues to roll under 1 minute to play. Bussey throws, and one receiver cuts in front of the other. That's Howard, Vosky Howard with the reception, but not much room there. He'll be ruled. Check it. We got a player. It was Isaiah Avery lost his helmet, so the official blew the clock stopped with 44 seconds. Essentially no gain on the play there on the Howard reception. And
timeout, Timpson.
And so
that's their first charge timeout of the half.
Coach Thurwanger going to take his first timeout with 44 seconds. It'll be a 3rd down and 6 after this timeout, which is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or schedule your visit today.
Both these head coaches have done marvelous jobs with small schools. Coach Herring over 200 wins at Refugio alone, a 2-11-20 record since 2007, and Coach Thurwanger 65-23 since 2016. As you said, both guys have been around the block. This is nothing new.
3rd down and 6 upcoming. Clock stopped at 44 with the timeout. Pep Boys Auto Service and Tires, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL. Bussey has it, looking to throw. Now he's going to escape to his right. Throws. Howard has it. Inside the 35. He'll be shoved out of bounds up near the 32-yard line.
Howard to the Refugio 32.
27 yards on the Howard catch down to the Refugio 32-yard line with 36 seconds. And now Coach Herring is going to get organized as he takes his second timeout of this first half, sensing the importance of trying to go to the break tied at 14 instead of something else, and he has to be petrified of number 10, Terry Bussey.
Well, I think everybody's impressed with number 10, but on that last play, Howard just found a spot and sat there, and Bussey able to find him.
Bussey listed 5'11", 180. Not a sort of a powerful type. He's more a smooth and fast runner, and unofficially clocking a 4.540 time. Again, he's getting mentioned as Player of the Year in 2A, and he's just a junior.
And he's had offers from about 6 different schools, including Deion Sanders' latest arrival at Colorado.
Nice, nice. 1st and 10 from the Bobcat 32. Bussey looking, pumping, thinking about running. He does run and lays the wood to the defender, as that is Caleb Brown, who is a running back / linebacker, and Brown took the brunt of that contact.
Bussey not afraid to hit somebody. He also plays, safety for the defense. A little chess match going on between these two coaches.
Yeah, just a 4-yard pickup, and I said just a 4-yard. He's already got an 85-yarder to his credit. He's well over probably mid 100 yards rushing. We're trying to get you some stats at halftime.
Well, you mentioned the just 4 yards. We got used to him ripping off 7 and 8.
Yeah, they were on the move on their previous possession, and then they lost yards on a tackle for loss, and then back-to-back incompletions, and then the turnover on downs. 2nd down and 6. Garner, fake it. Bussey, nearly intercepted as Isaiah Avery was in the area. Colton Carroll, the intended target, went down for the throw, which was a little bit out in front of him. Incomplete from Terry Bussey on 3rd and 6.
2nd and 6. Now
it's 3rd and 6. We'll get there. Clock stopped with 23 seconds. Tyler Lane listed as the extra point kicker. Not sure if he's got 45, 46-yard range. There is literally no wind to speak of as Texas flag and Old Glory. Bosky Howard around left end is going to be up near the line to gain. He's got a first down.
I say, looks like they're going to give it to him right at the first down marker.
The clock didn't start. The clock did not start. As with the end of that play, I looked down there was 23 seconds remaining. So the officials are going to have to do some administration here on the clock. And if they crank it, Coach Thurwanger has timeouts. We're under 10 seconds. Bussey looking, throwing, tipped, incomplete with 3 seconds to go in the half.
The intended receiver, number 12, Chris Nickelberry also wanted a pass interference flag, didn't get it. Nearly came up with the ball in the end zone anyway.
Again, we're up here for a reason, and Coach Herring and Thurwanger down there for a reason. But I would have used a timeout there. If for no other reason, maybe, a scramble from Bussey gets you down near the 10-yard line, which makes a potential throw into the end zone. They're obviously not going to try and kick a 40-yard field goal here. Bussey to throw. Looking, flag comes in. Scrambling to his right, throwing into the end zone. Multiple players there. It falls incomplete. Let's check the flag. Do we go to the half, or do we have another play?
Braylon Gonzalez was the one in pursuit, forcing Bussey to roll out and throw.
They will wave off the flag, so no flag there. We go to the half right where we started, folks, all knotted up. An exciting first half ends with a 14-14 tie. Folks, Dave Campbell's Texas Football loves to spotlight those behind the scenes who make Texas high school football the very best and safest it can be each week. That's why we've teamed up with Texas Children's Hospital to honor some of the hard-working student training staffs with our Student Training Staff Superstars Award. We're visiting campuses in the Houston and Austin areas this season to focus on these talented student trainers. Special thanks to Texas Children's Hospital, as a donation will be made to each program. U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the number 2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org/best. Lou and I will step aside. We'll bring you at the culmination of halftime festivities, the halftime stats, and get you set up for an exciting second half of football right here on NFHS.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
And welcome back in. We're at Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium. We are finishing halftime festivities. It is a 14-14 tie in the 2A Division I state semifinals. This is a matchup of the Region 3 and Region 4 champs. The winner will play the winner of Hawley and Crawford. We have a first quarter score on that game. It was a 8-7 Hawley lead over Crawford late first half. And so we'll keep you apprised of that ball game as we have those numbers coming in. And in terms of numbers, my broadcast partner Lou Rush has some first half stats he wants to run down.
So the Timpson Bears, led by their quarterback, Bussy, 14 carries on the night, 157 yards, and a touchdown. We saw that, the 86-yard run. And he's completed 4 of 11 for 87 and a touchdown. On the other side of the ledger, Refugio's Kalen Brown is just 5 of 12 for 103, but 2 of those went for touchdown strikes of 13 and 58 yards. That both kickers perfect. Brings us 14-14. I was looking at these two teams as Refugio's trying to go for their 11th title game. They've won 5 state titles. Timpson has never been. But since 2019, both of these teams are 40-2.
Goodness gracious, that's getting it done. Tip of the cap to each of these coaching staffs and these kids as we are about set for second half football. And the ball is in the air over the head of Terry Bussey and skids through that north end zone for a touchback. Refugio broke the huddle, as it were. And Placencia hammered the kick to that north end zone and through the north end zone. And
which kind of breaks the streak of those pooch kicks we saw all in the first half.
It'll be Terry Bussey and the Bears offense getting it first here in this third quarter in a tie ball game.
Well, it will be interesting to see what adjustments both sides made in the halftime locker room. How do they contain Bussey in the second half is the real question, because that's probably the key to this game, whether Timpson wins it or not.
They come out in the gun. They've been in this formation all night. Fake a give. Bussey has it. Room. Edge. He's loose. One man to beat. Makes him miss. Still on his feet. And see you later.
Wow.
75 yards. Terry Bussey to the house on the first play from scrimmage in this second half.
I don't think that is what Refugio had drawn up on the defensive side of the ball, but he made both Jaden Lewis and Xander Willis miss him. And he took it to the house on the first play, 75-yard TD run for Bussey. So now he's over 200 yards on the ground.
How about 232 on 15 carries? That is getting it done. Tyler Lane on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. No rush at all from the Bobcats. Wow, folks just hadn't even got settled into their seats here at Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium. And the dangerous junior, everything quarterback, Terry Bussey. It's a home run. On the first play from scrimmage, 75 yards. Made a couple men miss, made one man miss in the open field, and then outran the other 10 defenders to the house in that south end zone.
And you said punch, counter punch. There was another punch. Timpson's fans are alive here after that electrifying run by Bussey. And how does Refugio answer?
It is a full moon, folks, if you're able to see the night sky. Clear as a bell. It's Thursday night football on NFHS. 21-14. The Timpson Bears regain a lead in this ball game. And they again come in 14-0. Perfect. Isaiah Avery once again fields the pooch kickoff at the 32-yard line. They've had, of their 5 now possessions, they've had 32, 31, and 32 in the exact same spot, exact same player.
And I haven't kept track of it, but it would be interesting to see how many times number 10, Bussey, has kicked the number 10, Avery.
I see what you did there. 1st and 10 Bobcats. Excluding the long throw and run at the end of the half, it was a more methodical scoring drive for this Bobcat offense, which culminated in the first of 2 Ernest Campbell touchdowns as Brown misfires, looking to connect with Kai Whitmire. That's Keelan Brown, quarterback. Sophomore Keelan Brown misfiring on the attempted connection to Kai Whitmire.
We haven't seen a lot of Kai Whitmire here tonight. One of the bigger receivers, though, for this Bobcat team. Whitmire, 33 catches coming in for 507 yards and 5 touchdowns.
2nd down and 10. They're in a wildcat look with Jordan King taking the direct snap, looking for room right side, looking for the edge. He's got it. He's loose up near the 40, falls for a 1st down, an 11-yard run to the 43-yard line, and a Bobcat 1st down.
Well, King just took it off the right side, was able to get that edge, pick up the 1st down, which is something that Refugio needed here following that 75-yard touchdown run by Bussey that's put Timpson up.
First time we've seen that wildcat look here in this ballgame, and an effective play to move this drive up near midfield. They'll have it from their 43, 1st and 10, and they go back to that diamond power run look with Keelan Brown under center. Isaiah Bland has it, and he may have gotten a yard as he is gobbled up quickly by Jacaden Adams. Adams picked up a mental error in that first half. He got an unsportsmanlike conduct. That time helps his defensive cause, limiting Bland to just a yard. This game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 2nd down and 9. Caleb Brown has it. Room, rumbles, keeps the feet moving, drives the defender right at midfield is where they'll stop forward progress. We've got a Bear defender losing his headgear. That's Tyler Lane. He'll have to come off for a play. They stop the clock. It's a 7-yard gain. Correction, 6-yard gain there, making it 3rd down and 3.
Well, they're trying to work it off the right side here, and it's worked the last couple of plays for Refugio. Maybe they found something they can exploit.
3rd and 3 from midfield. Offset left. First man through, I believe that's King on the carry, pushing the pile into Bears territory to the 49. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the 1st down. And we'll see what Coach Herring has up his sleeve.
King, number 27, he carries up to there for a 1-yard gain. Taylor Gooderberg, number 75, leads the defender. The play brings up 4th down for the Bobcats.
They're going for it. Big hole. And that's going to be a 1st down and then some. As Caleb Brown rumbled plenty of room for the 1st down, then had his headgear removed. That's going to move the ball well into Bears territory.
The ball sits at the 43 right now. You can probably figure there is 15 about to be tacked on.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 8. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
It was a 15-yard run, I believe, and then 15 more. All the way down to the Timpson 28-yard line.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Bobcats. Correction, 27-yard line. In tonight's other Class 2A Division I semifinal.
First and 10, Refugio looking to claw even here in this third quarter. Isaiah Bland has the edge. A good chunk run down close to the 21-yard line. Tackle on the play, L.T. Washington, the senior defensive lineman, got his mitts on Bland, but not before he ripped off 6 yards.
L.T. Washington, number 72. 6-yard gain on play for the Bobcats. It's second down.
Refugio trying to answer the call here, trailing 21-14 midway through the third quarter. Just about midway through.
Ernest Campbell with the toss. Looking for the edge, he's got it. And still on his feet at the 10, and tippy toes out of bounds right there. They'll mark him out at the 11. That's an 11-yard gash. And unofficially his 5th carry, as he's been very active in the run game. He's already got 2 touchdown receptions. The Bobcats have skilled players all over that roster. And Coach Herring and his staff are making use of every bit of them. First and 10, Refugio from the Timpson 11.
When you look at their stat line on rushing for the season, it's one full page of guys that have ran the ball.
Caleb Brown in the back. Met, and the second guy gets him down. The first man there was Jacaden Adams, and a collision in the Bobcats backfield. And Caleb Brown spun off of Adams, but then was met by one of his compadres, L.T. Washington again. No gain. And we've got an injured Bobcat right at the numbers in front of his own bench. That's Isaiah Bland. Officials timeout for injury. As Isaiah Bland is in a fair amount of discomfort. And the story of this ball game so far is Timpson Bears junior quarterback Terry Bussey has 232 rushing yards on 15 attempts and 2 long touchdown runs. The latest, the first play from scrimmage in this second half, has posted his Bears team to that 7-point lead.
He got an 86-yard and a 75-yard touchdown run to his credit here tonight. Refugio has pretty much this drive again. They've shown the ability to just grind it out.
Hawley and Crawford, they're in a tight one second quarter. 14-13, Hawley leads.
I got a moment just recap how these two teams got here. Timpson beat Groveton in the opening round 63-3 and took out Frankston 49-7. They downed Centerville 41-14, and last week we talked about Bussey with over 400 yards of offense. They took out Cooper 34-13. Refugio, they took out Ben Bolt 66-14. Holland 56-9. Ganado 53-7. And then Shiner 27-21. The only loss of the year for Refugio, the opening game of the season.
Toss, Ernest Campbell. This time he gets to the edge, but 2 and 3 defenders in his face right near the 10-yard line. He may have picked up a yard.
Ran to the short side of the field. Not a lot of space there for Campbell to work with.
And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 as they need to reach inside the Bears' 1-yard line. This is, to my knowledge, within Placencia's range. It would be roughly a 28-yard field goal. They're in the Wildcat look with Jordan King again. Now he's going left, waiting on his blocks. He's met at the 6. And he will be stopped at the 6. He'll be about 5 yards short of the first down. We're looking at roughly a 23-yard field goal. And the Bobcats offense is staying put as we are under halfway gone in quarter 3.
I don't think you'd expect anything else from Coach Herring's offense here but to be on the field.
Yeah, he is not afraid to go for it on 4th down. Keelan Brown was on the bench on that previous play. He's back in the huddle, and play clock is at 5 and at 4, and Coach Herring is going to take his first timeout of the half. Get organized is what he's going to do here on this 4th down and 5 upcoming. This timeout is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or schedule your visit today. Hawley, 20-13, they lead Crawford as those teams are going back and forth.
Now, Chris, we talked a lot about Bussey, but this Timpson team, it is all about Bussey. If he doesn't make things happen, it doesn't go anywhere. He plays on both sides of the ball, as we mentioned. Over 200 yards on the ground alone tonight.
And he's got upwards of 100 yards passing and a touchdown with his arm.
Not to mention an inadvertent onside kick. We think it was inadvertent anyway.
Successful. Yeah.
Either way, it led to 7 points.
Fourth down and 5 from the left hash. Keelan Brown has Jordan King offset to his right. He's going to roll to his right. Throws back and underthrown and incomplete. And a peel black block should be a 15-yard penalty. And there's 2 officials right there in the area on an incomplete pass. One of the O-linemen just ear-holed Vosky Howard after the play should have been blown dead. No flag, but the bigger picture is that's a turnover on downs. And Terry Bussey and this Bears offense takes over from the shadow of their own goalpost.
Well, it's the 3rd time tonight that they've tried to run that screenplay and one of the hardest throws, Keelan Brown throwing across his body. Now what do we got?
Okay, yeah, they're going to take over from the 6-yard line. I beg your pardon. I thought the ball may have been back further. So they will take over from their 6 with a 21-14 lead. Terry Bussey running left. He's got the edge again, and he will sashay out of bounds. Into that Refugio bench with a 7-yard gain up to the 13-yard line. Just very easy sledding for Terry Bussey.
He makes it look effortless, doesn't he?
Absolutely. 2nd down and 3. Clock stopped with 5:06 remaining in the 3rd. He's got it again. He's got room again. He's got another first down, and he is gang tackled at the 20-yard line. That's 7 more yards.
Doesn't really matter which way they run him, whether they try to get him to the edge, straight up the middle. He's picking up chunks of yards. Almost to 100 just in the second half alone on 3 carries.
Back-to-back 7-yard runs from junior Terry Bussey. 1st and 10, Timpson. Their 20-yard line. Motion man is Howard. Push pass to Vosky. He runs into a pile at the 24-yard line and goes no further. A 4-yard reception. And the clock will continue to move. U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org/best. 2nd and 7. J.J. Garner offset to Terry Bussey's left. They've been in this shotgun formation all night. Fake it. Bussey, left side. This time not much there. Give credit. Sticking his nose in there is Braylon Gonzalez. The senior defensive end limits Bussey to about, we'll give him 4.
I was going to say just a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6 now. We've seen that a few times, though, where they run Garner one way, Bussey keeps it, it goes the other.
3rd and 2. Quarterback sweep right. There goes Bussey. 1st down, still on his feet, pushing defenders, getting help from his compadres. And he makes his way all the way out to the 47-yard line. A 19-yard run.
Not bad on 3rd and 6. Puts him over the 100-yard mark in the second half alone to go with his 157 in the first half.
He's got hands on his hips, too, as you might assume when you've already chewed up a quarter of 1,000 yards in this first half and a quarter. Keeps it, throws it. Flag in the middle of the pile. There's bodies laying everywhere as 2 Bears offensive linemen were flat on their back right near the line of scrimmage. And we'll check the flag and see. It looked like it came from the umpire. And he will confer with the white hat. It's an incomplete pass as it stands now.
Braylon Gonzalez, the one that hit Bussey, laid him out.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense, number 70 and 72. 15-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
I mentioned the 2 guys laying on their backs. Those were the 2 guys that got caught with the combo chop block. I didn't see a defender anywhere near them, so they didn't do a very good job of it, apparently. And Bussey had multiple guys in his face.
Well, the ball sits at the Bears 32. Let's see what happens now.
Insult to injury. Your quarterback gets hit. You end up on your back, and you get 15 yards. Bussey fakes a speed sweep. Stood up. Braylon Gonzalez putting his stamp on this second half drive as we've called his number, his name, now 3 different times in the last 4 or 5 plays. And a 2nd and long quickly turns into a 3rd and long.
Yeah, Bussey's slow to get up after that hit, too. Got a helping hand from his lineman, number 56, Caden Adams. Called his name more on the defensive side of the ball, but also another one of those 2-way players.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 27. Play clock at 10. Bussey swings it, throws behind Garner, who makes the catch, but had to kind of awkwardly do so. Wasn't able to get a full head of steam, and is quickly cleaned up after just a 1-yard pickup, if that. It's now 3rd down and long. 3rd and 27 from their 30-yard line. Again, Lou, they were on the move, and then a good defensive, a penalty, couple good defensive play, and now they're looking at a punt.
Yeah, but as we've seen, Bussey is just one little step away from breaking it every time.
He's got it. They get a little trickeration to Vosky Howard, makes one man miss, two men miss, three men miss, and eventually the pursuit catches up to him up at the 41-yard line. That's an 11-yard, a nice little play and effort from Vosky Howard, well short of the necessary yardage. And we'll see Terry Bussey come out in punt formation. That's technically an 11-yard run because it was a pitch backwards to Howard. We've seen them do the shovel pass to Howard. Bussey stands at his 30-yard line.
I wondered if we were going to get a return man. It didn't look like it for a minute there.
It appears to be Bland who was injured in that earlier in this half. Bussey, a very poor kick.
Bland, who came out for the punt return, was limping.
Yeah, that's why he wasn't out there, as he was a little nicked up. But Bussey's kick caroms out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So with just 33 seconds remaining in this third quarter, a quickly moving third quarter, the Refugio Bobcats trailing by a touchdown take over at their 41-yard line.
When you said it, I just noticed 33 seconds. I was going to say the same thing. It moved like that, snap of the fingers. That's what happens when you run more than you throw.
Both teams are guilty of that. Handoff. Jordan King has a block and kind of got tripped up waiting for his blocker as he had a hand in the back of Cole Korzinski, the freshman offensive lineman. He's able to pick up a solid 5 yards on first down, and they don't have to run another play. And it appears as though they will not. Put your fours up, folks. 3 quarters are in the books. Second down and 5 from the 46-yard line when we come back.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. Chris Elliott alongside Lou Rush. NFHS Thursday night action under the lights. 2A Division I state semifinal.
Refugio trails by 7, 21-14. They've got the ball. Second and 5 at their own 46. They are trying to counter the 75-yard touchdown run that Bussey had to start the second half. They were unable to put any points on the board in the third quarter. Unusual for this Bobcat team.
That's junior Terry Bussey, the Timpson Bears' uber-talented quarterback. They come in 14-0 looking to stay perfect and punch their ticket to their first ever state championship game. They'll play the winner of Hawley and Crawford. Late first half, Hawley a 22-13 lead. Second down and 5. We've got matters to settle here. Fake a give. Keelan Brown looking deep. Throwing deep. Kai Whitmire is there. That ball is intercepted. Vosky Howard, the two-way player, running stride for stride with Kai Whitmire, went up the ladder, made a terrific two-handed interception at the 15-yard line. That is our first turnover of the ballgame.
And Howard right there, like you said, step for step. The ball a little underthrown. And that allowed Howard to go up and get it. The defender had no chance, or the receiver, I should say, had no chance of the ball. Instead, becoming a defender, trying to keep Howard from picking it off.
Yeah, that's a good observation. He looked more like the defender. He was trying to get in front of Howard, who had outpositioned him, outleapt him, and is a talented wide receiver in his own right. In fact, he's out there in the right slot. Low snap, ball's loose. And wisely, Terry Bussey just falls on it at his 11-yard line. A loss of 4.
Mark it at the 12, it looks like.
They're going to give him progress to the 12 on the fumbled exchange, fumbled snap. The clock will crank here. We're just a couple plays into this fourth quarter. The first play from scrimmage of the third quarter was a 75-yard touchdown run for Timpson. The first scrimmage play of the fourth quarter was an interception. So put a bookmark in both of those critical plays in this ballgame.
Both of them belong to Timpson.
Handoff, right side. Looked like he had a head of steam and then ran into a defender and maybe one of his wide receiver ball carrier, J.J. Garner there, one of his very few carries of the night. He's been a decoy, if you will, on the read zone as Terry Bussey has flashed the handoff to Garner and then kept it on those big plays. Pickup of a yard.
Caleb Brown, one of the first to hit him for Refugio as they've come alive here on this, trying to make a defensive stand and get the ball back to good field position.
3rd and 12 from the Timpson 13-yard line. We roll under 10 and a half minutes remaining. Bussey looking, scrambling, throwing, has a man, but he's out of bounds. As Amari Bruton has a touchdown reception of 51 yards in that first half. He makes the catch out of bounds, incomplete. 4th down and 12. And Bussey will be in punt formation on the next play from scrimmage.
Bland, it looks like, is back out there again at about midfield.
And he is a dangerous return man. We've seen his elusiveness tonight in the run game. He executed a 97-yard touchdown on a kickoff return a week ago against Shiner.
Now he's hopping off. As
Coach Thurwanger physically went on the field and dragged one of his players off. And the punt is going to land at the 41-yard line where it's down right there. A strange looking exchange there as Bland was not on the field to receive that punt. Had he run up and perhaps made a play on it, perhaps, they may have been able to have better field position. They have good field position, however, at the Timpson 41-yard line with 10:07 to go in the ballgame.
Well, the Bobcats have to make something happen here. Their defense stood up and forced the 3 and out after that INT.
Jordan King in the gun with Keelan Brown. Brown rips the throw. It's behind Kai Whitmire, who goes down to make a catch. That is the dreaded 6-yard loss on a completed pass.
How often do you see that?
The rare but dreaded 6-yard loss on a completed pass. As the throw was behind Whitmire.
We also saw that same kind of throw on the Campbell 58-yard touchdown run. That was behind him as well.
Absolutely. And you give the whole design of that play is to give them an opportunity to run after catch. And a rumble to the 36-yard line. That is Caleb Brown. That's an 11-yard run, getting them into 3rd and manageable. We'll call it 3rd down and 5. From the Bears' 36-yard line.
Rumble is the right way to describe it. He went in between the guard and the tackle off the left side. And he just kept moving, kept the legs going.
That was a violent attempt from Caleb Brown. It's now Jordan King offset to Keelan Brown's right. They're going to motion Campbell in there. Campbell has it, left to right, looking for a block. He's got the edge. Inside the 30 to the 27, puts his shoulder into the defender, and he has a Refugio first down.
About a 9-yard gain right there on 3rd and 5. Campbell has been quite effective on that man in motion power run off the right side or the left side. Hasn't really mattered which side you went. He's found an opening. That time it went for 9.
He too has a similar smooth running style to what we've seen from Terry Bussey. That time he laid the wood to the defender. He had 9 yards and a first down. Brown breaks a tackle, still on his feet, dragging a defender. He'll twist his way to the 24-yard line. A tough 3-yard run from Caleb Brown. When you pull up to the big red door, folks, at Pep Boy, you enter the red zone. Pep Boy is proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL.
Keelan Brown, the sophomore quarterback. Caleb Brown, the junior running back. They've used Caleb a lot here tonight.
King in the backfield now. They're going to push pass to Ernest Campbell. Breaks the tackle in the backfield. He's got room. First down and more. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and backwards out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 22 yards on the Ernest Campbell gash. He's been the most explosive skill player for this Bobcat offense here tonight.
And he's got both their touchdowns as well. A 13-yarder on a slant pattern and a 58-yarder, as we mentioned, on a ball that was behind him that he caught and then danced down the sideline.
I was a little generous. They mark him out at the 3 at 21-yard gain. First and goal, Refugio. 7:50 remaining in this ball game. They're in the Wildcat. Jordan King has it. Looking for room right side. Rumbles. Touchdown, Refugio. A violent 3-yard touchdown run for Jordan King, his first of the night. And the Bobcats are an extra point away from tying this here mid-4th quarter.
Well, we thought things were going to go haywire for Refugio on that first play from scrimmage on this drive when it ended up being a negative 6-yard pass. But after that, they got it together. Caleb Brown and Campbell doing most of the work. King finishing it off with that 3-yard touchdown run.
Placencia to tie it. High snap. Whitmire gets it down. Placencia hits it. It's good. We're tied at 21 apiece. Just like we would expect in a state semifinal game by 2 quality teams, well-coached teams. We are right back where we started. All knotted up. The latest Bobcat scoring drive, 41 yards in 6 plays. Took 2 minutes and 24 seconds off that 4th quarter clock. Jordan King with the 3-yard run. Placencia with the point after. 21 tight.
This game shaping up to be the last team with the ball may win the game.
An instant classic, do I hear you say? They're at the half. Hawley, a 9-point lead, 22-13. The score in the Region 1 champ versus Region 2 champ matchup. And the winner will play the winner of our broadcast. And we have got a whole lot to settle here. Refugio a week ago trailed 21-19 with 4.5 minutes to go in that ball game. In their own end of the field at the 13-yard line on 4th and 17, rather 4th and 12, they go 87 yards. So they are no stranger to a dramatic ending. And we are in store for one here tonight from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium.
Yeah, I was taking a quick look at the opponents that Timpson has beaten just to see who has scored the most points, because they don't give up a lot of points. But Garrison put up 38 against them. Looks like, wow, what are they going to do?
And that was the most?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ball falls off the tee, and a short pooch kick is fair caught at the 34-yard line.
I don't know how much I like that. I'd much rather see it how they did it to open the half when they booted it into the end zone.
Yeah, we have very little winds. Game time temps were right at 70 degrees. I'll give you a weather report if you are so inclined, ladies and gentlemen. Current temps here in Cypress, 70 degrees. Still, light winds at 6 miles per hour. Bussy fakes it, keeps it, gashes, falls forward to the 41-yard line. That's 7 yards. Do I sound like a broken record?
7 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards.
Really just a perfect night for football. We are in mid-December. As we get later in the calendar, that means but one thing. These are very important ball games, and tonight fits that bill. 2nd down and 3. Bussy keeps it, has all kind of room, and nearly out the gate. He makes his way into plus territory down to the Bobcats' 48-yard line.
11 on that carry. He just continues to rack up the numbers. And he was one step away, really, from breaking that one.
And it has to be demoralizing for that Bobcats defense, as they have no answer for him, as he's approaching 300 yards rushing. He's going quarterback, sweep left, looking for the edge. He's able to reach to the 45-yard line, a very modest, relatively speaking, 3-yard gain.
We'll talk about the violent run of 3-yard run of Jordan King to get into the end zone. And Bussy's is just the opposite. It's just so fluid.
He slithered for 3 yards. This game sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor, more than a sports drink. 2nd down and 7. The Bears of Timpson High School have it. They're in the pistol. Handoff. Room. And best run of the night for J.J. Garner. And a helmet comes off.
Garner moves the sticks, though.
That's Caleb Brown's helmet who comes off. He's replaced by Troy Hogg.
So Garner picks up 7.
And a 1st down. They'll move the chains as they place the football left hash at the Refugio 38-yard line.
Time will start to become a factor here shortly, as we're under 5.5 to play.
Play clock is at 9. They were really slow to set the football. 2 backs in there this time. And this time Howard has it, breaks a tackle, fighting. 3 and 4 Bobcat defenders required to get these Bears defenders down to that turf grass.
Well, Braylon Gonzalez able to slow him down, and his teammates able to get there and finish him off.
Howard picks up just a couple. To the Refugio 36-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Play clock at 8. They're in the pistol. Fake it to Garner. Throw high and incomplete. Intended target, Amare Bruton. And the Bussy throw sailed high, and Bruton a little gimpy getting up. He'll come off. Devin Tutt will replace him.
Timing pattern right there. The ball, as you mentioned, sailed just a little bit high as he made his turn, and he got hit at the same time.
3rd down and 8 from the 36-yard line. I guarantee you, folks, it's 4-down country. Bussy going right, makes a move, on his feet, reaching. He'll be cut down at the 31-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain, and will bring up 4th down and 3.
minutes, by the time they snap this ball, will be under 4 minutes, which means they pick up the first down. Refugio is going to have to start thinking about when they want to use their timeouts.
A huge fourth down right here, folks. Fourth down and a long 2. We'll call it 3. Bussey in the gun with Garner. Motion man is Howard. Fake it to him. And Bussey slips down.
Braylon Gonzalez got in there and just must have got just enough of him.
And that is for sure the first, and I'm going to use air quote, mistakes we've seen from Terry Bussey, as after Gonzalez missed him, Bussey had nothing but clear sailing in front of him. He slips down, he gets tackled by the 34-yard line, if you will.
Tried to plant his foot and cut it back the other way instead of taking what was there.
And with 3:44 to go in this ball game, the Refugio Bobcats have some late fireworks in mind yet again. They're in the Wildcat. Jordan King looking for room left side. Trucks a man at the 34. He'll be given forward progress to the 35. Just a 2-yard gain there. Lou, you want to talk about a 4-minute offense? We'll call it a 3-minute and 44-second offense and get that ball to that south end zone and punch your ticket to Arlington in Jerry's world to play for a state championship next week. That's the plan for Coach Herring and the Refugio Bobcats right here. But they've got some work to do. They've got at least 50 yards to get in field goal range, if 65 to get in the pay dirt.
Well, Shiner gave them everything they could handle last week. They came out on top. Timpson has done the same thing tonight.
Speed sweep. Campbell cuts underneath. Check it. It's Kai Whitmire on the carry. He makes his way to the 40-yard line. That's 5 yards, and we'll bring up 3rd down and 3. We've seen that play tonight run successfully, but it was run to Ernest Campbell.
And Campbell seldom cut it up inside as Whitmire did. Campbell was getting to the edge.
3rd down and 3. They're in the Wildcat. Jordan King has it. Going left. Has a first down. Backs his way to the 46-yard line. And that will move the chains. 6 yards. Jordan King. We've seen them go to that Wildcat look direct. Snap to Jordan King successfully on a number of occasions. No huge plays, Lou, but some important conversions and, of course, the game-tying touchdown.
Looked like he wanted to take it off the left side that time, but had to come back in and carry tacklers with him. Under 1:50 to play.
Keelan Brown back in there. Handoff. Caleb Brown rumbles into plus territory to the Bears' 49-yard line. 5 more yards on the ground, and this clock is under 90 seconds.
Caleb Brown averaging nearly 6 yards a carry here tonight.
Coach Thurwanger has all 3 timeouts. 2nd down and 5. Keelan Brown, you got motion man Campbell. He's got it going right to left. He's got the edge. He's got a first down, and he's out of bounds up near the 42-yard line. They're going to mark him out way back at the 44-yard line. I don't love that spot, and the official's now kind of moving around. Not sure if he knows where he's at. I don't know where it looks like the football's going to be marked at the 44-yard line. For Refugio, the fortunate element is that it is a first down. They do get out of bounds. Clock stopped with 66 ticks remaining. Not in Placencia field goal range just yet. Diamond look. Caleb Brown loose and stumbles just inside the 40 to the 38. He looked like he had a head of steam and maybe able to get to that 2nd and 3rd level. And now Coach Herring with 55 seconds takes his 2nd timeout of this half. just one remaining. And we have reached crunch time, folks. This timeout is brought to you by the City of Katy, small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or schedule your visit today.
Refugio do it one more time? That's the big question. Last week, the 87-yard touchdown pass to win it against Shiner on 4th and 12 from their 13. Now they're driving for the game-winning touchdown.
Even after,
we don't know about their kickers.
Well, Placencia can kick the ball. He's probably got range into the 35 to 40-yard area. And so what I was going to say to close the loop on last week is even after they got that 87-yard fourth down conversion, there was still 4 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left. Their defense had to get a turnover on downs to close the door on that one. This one, not as much here. We're probably last team with the ball, as you referenced a moment ago, may be the victor tonight. 55 seconds. They're in the pistol. Brown to throw. Looking deep. Campbell comes back and makes a terrific adjustment, and he has the football inside the 5-yard line at the 3.
And Bussey was the man-on-man coverage against Campbell.
46 seconds. They'll stop the clock to set the football at the 3.
35 on that touchdown. He has not connected a lot tonight, but I'll tell you what, he's connected 3 big throws, the 2 touchdown strikes to Campbell, and now this 35-yard pass.
First and goal. Clock is moving. They're in the Wildcat. Jordan King will get the snap. Looking right side. A collision. And he drives a defender. He got hit at the 4 and drove a defender to the 3. And there's 12 seconds remaining. And Coach Herring has just taken his last time out. Folks, if they get tackled in bounds here, we're going to overtime. Second and goal from the 3 upcoming. That's the best we've seen Timpson defend that Wildcat look as they limit King to just 1 yard there. He had been averaging probably around 5 yards per carry, including a touchdown on their previous possession, which drew them even in this ball game.
Don't be surprised if they try to put the ball into the hands of Campbell.
He has been their best player, and I had that as a 40-something yard reception.
I had him at 38.
Second down and goal. I beg your pardon, they're going to bring Placencia on. Placencia, a 20-yard walk-off field goal attempt from the right hash. Kai Whitmire is the holder. Does Coach Thurwanger ice him? Yes, he does. Right on cue. You got
Timpson.
3. You might as well use at least one of them. Now, we saw, or Jay Snyder and I last week, we saw Placencia miss an extra point. So this is effectively an extra point from the right hash. Do they walk it off, or do we go to bonus coverage? A thriller here from Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union is coming down to the last play to punch their ticket to play for a state championship.
Refugio trying to end the perfect season of Timpson. Came in 14-0. And they're Refugio trying to get to the title game for the 11th time in school history.
Timpson is still in it. They look to have negative body language, but this one is not over. It looks pretty elementary, a 20-yard attempt. But you know, Alex Placencia, the senior place kicker, has a little bit of butterflies floating around in that tummy of his. We saw a high snap on the last extra point. Whitmire, one of your better skill players, is the holder. Whitmire down to a knee. Placencia will give him the nod. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. The Refugio Bobcats, with 9 seconds to play in the ball game, take their first lead of the ball game.
Well, so much for the Butterflies as Placentia straight and true.
Yeah, he hammered that one. That's about as good as he's got. And we're going to see probably a squib, maybe the old Stanford. I know this. Terry Bussey is going to be involved in this play. And probably Vosky Howard.
You figure that Refugio is going to try to keep the ball away from Bussey. If they pooch kick it to the side like they've been doing, all that guy has to do is get out of bounds, and you at least got one play.
Let's think about this. Why don't you just kick it out of bounds? I beg your pardon. They'll make him re-kick it. They'll make him re-kick it. Yeah. They'll go back 5 and re-kick, go back 5. Yeah. Bussey's out there.
I'd kick it through the end zone.
Howard's out there.
Can do that.
Chris Nickelberry is out there. J.J. Garner is out there. Amari Bruton is out there. And they're in a formation, the Timpson Bears, where they're not expecting.
Well, this is the same way Refugio set up when they kicked that one out to start the second half. It's exactly like this.
Keelan Brown is teeing it up. It was Placentia that hammered it through the north end zone. And he might be. They were in kind of a muddle formation.
Now Bussey is,
and he's not in there. Yeah.
So now he's going to go back.
Keelan Brown is going to kick this football. And he kicks it deep. And here we go. Terry Bussey has it. And he will cruise out of bounds at the 34-yard line with just 4 seconds. So we're looking at Hail Mary country. It very well may not be Terry Bussey that throws it, because he may not have the biggest arm on this roster. But there's just 4 seconds standing between Refugio and a state championship appearance.
Officials caught the ball at the 34-yard line. It was first and 10 for the Bears.
No one's sitting in the entire stadium now.
34-yard line, 66 yards away, barring a defensive penalty and a potential field goal. This will be the last play of the game. It is Bussey in there at quarterback. We got trips to the wide side right. Refugio has 3 guys, and Bussey's going to run it. And the clock hit triple zeros. It's over. Bussey's lobbying for 1 second. And they're not going to get it, because that is your ball game. A fantastic finish. The Refugio Bobcats have a penchant for drama as they come up with a huge 4th down conversion a week ago to eliminate their rival Shiner. And tonight, they trailed by 14 points in the first half. They trailed by 7 in this 4th quarter. They get a game-tying score and then a walk-off field goal with 9 seconds.
Well, Chris, I
rather
think back
a game-winning field goal with 9 seconds, not a walk-off. Sorry, Lou.
Think back to the TV show ABC Wide World of Sports, which takes you back a few years. But the tagline was the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and we've got it right here.
Absolutely, and the agony of defeat takes a different meaning to a number of these seniors. For Timpson, it will very well be the last organized football that any of them play. So tip your cap to those seniors. They played a terrific game tonight, an unbelievably successful season, and they come up 3 points short to one of the stalwarts of 2A division in the state of Texas, an historic program, the Refugio Bobcats. They have been there a number of times. You talked about how many state titles they've had. Their last state title, I want to say, was 4 or 5 years ago. So they go back to Arlington. Lou and I take a quick break. We come back and give you the player of the game and wrap this one up. Once again, your final score, Refugio advances 24-21.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
And we welcome you back in. It looks like we've lost our video feed. I beg your pardon. Chris Elliott alongside Lou Rush. Your player of the game.
Campbell.
Ernest Campbell. Tonight's offensive player of the game presented by Texas Children's Hospital's Ernest Campbell, or Refugio High School. Ernest had 2 touchdowns and...
Yeah, so Campbell had two receptions, or 2 receiving touchdowns. He had 4 catches for 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries for another 77 yards, but it was his timely power sweeps that made the difference for Refugio.
Congratulations and way to go, Ernest Campbell, tonight's offensive player of the game. U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the number 2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org. Lou, I had a whale of a time calling a game with you. Any final thoughts before we call it a night?
Well, Timpson had a great season. They finished 14-1. Refugio moves on. 14-1 is their record as well. Their only loss this year to Hitchcock to start the season. So they won 14 straight as they head to state next week. Next week, right? And we'll see what happens. Can they come away with a 6th state title in school history in 11 tries?
And there you have it, folks. That's Lou Rush. For Lou Rush, Mike Keel, Jesse Wolf, and the entire NFSS Dave Campbell TexasLive crew. My name is Chris Elliott, folks, reminding you, it's not goodbye. It's see you later. Good night, everybody.